Yo guys, it's Kyle coming at you from Bane's Film Reviews. It's been a really long time since I've done this. I've just been trying to find time to do this. This is a specific video that I've had a lot of interest in talking about and, while making a video on. A few weeks ago, I went out to Las Vegas and I was fortunate enough to see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, which is one of the big entertainment venues, very new entertainment venue at the Venetian on the Strip. I was curious because I love The Wizard of Oz. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It easily makes my top 10. But also I was intrigued because the movie originally clocks in at about an hour and a half. But the version of at the Sphere only clocks in at about an hour and 10-ish minutes. It's significantly shorter. Now, they tell you this ahead of time. I wasn't timing it. They tell you this in the description when you purchase a ticket. So this is something that I was aware of going into it. But I was curious how they were going to do this and what that would look like. So I want to address that first because that's my least favorite part of this entire experience. So they cut out a good portion of the first act of this film. When you're being introduced to our characters, you get enough about Dorothy, and presumably if you're going to watch this, if you're going to pay $114 a person to go watch this experience, it's more than $1 a minute. You're familiar with the story and the characters already, and you don't necessarily need a ton of exposition. But I love this movie, everything about this movie, and there are no points or parts of this film that I don't want to watch when I'm seeing it in its entirety. So they cut out some of our introduction to those tertiary characters like Hunk and those characters that are a very big part of Dorothy's upbringing. It becomes very frumpy. There's parts that if you haven't seen this, again, I'm assuming that you probably have seen The Wizard of Oz if you're going to spend the money to go watch this. But if you hadn't seen this, it's really cutting out some of the importance of those characters and why they resonate, or why, the lion and the scarecrow and the Tin Man resonate with Dorothy so much in Oz, because they remind her of these people from her real life. And when you don't get that, when you're not really privy to how much they mean to her, it loses something. It loses a bit of its luster, those relationships do. That's my one complaint. I think that this experience is incredible otherwise. It's immersive, where little foam apples fall from the ceiling when they're throwing apples at one another. They do shorten that scene also. I hate that, because the fact that they're going to really glorify this moment and make it really interactive, this part in particular, and cut that short by about 15 or 20 seconds, maybe even longer. It's disappointing. I don't really know why they decided to do that or how they determined that that was the part that needed to be cut down on. But regardless, it is a bit frumpy and disjointed here and there because of the pieces that they cut. But it's such a fun, interactive, and immersive experience where the wind blows throughout this theater, and because of the way it's shaped, it flows very nicely. Like, it feels like you're in the middle of a Twister. Leaves fall from the sky, and I grabbed some because, it was a free souvenir to take with me, these little paper leaves that fell from the sky. And you feel like you're there. You feel like you are transitioning yourself from Kansas to Oz with Dorothy and effectively being displaced with her. It puts you into the film. It puts you into the story in a way that most theaters don't have the ability to do. So the fact that the Sphere is able to do this is incredible. I teared up watching this movie. It's still spectacular. It's still one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. I think that this film is just spectacular. And the emotion that I feel when I watch this film, because every time I see it, I do get a bit emotional. It's a very cathartic experience for me. And it amplifies that tenfold in some instances. So I really, really adored this experience. I thought it was great. I think it is incredibly expensive. Is it something that I want to spend $114 on again? No, but I think that Steph would enjoy it, and if it's still playing the next time we have an opportunity to go out to Las Vegas, I will 100% be willing to spend $228 to watch this with her, because I think that she will absolutely adore it. outside of the actual film, you can meet the wizard at the very end. You can, again, it continues to be interactive. They usher you out of that theater so incredibly fast because they want to clean up and get the next showing in very, very soon after. They only give themselves about 45 minutes to an hour to get people out and then back in again. And they start on the dot. So, I mean, I forget what our time was, 5:15 or whatever. I forget what time it was that we chose, but it started then. At that very moment, they did not wait for anyone. It's very cool that it continues to be immersive afterward, that you get to meet and interact with other characters, and there's a ton of merchandise, and some of the merchandise was really, really nice, but I was unwilling to spend $70 on a t-shirt. I was unwilling to spend $130 on a hoodie. As beautiful as they were, I would rather go to Etsy and pay someone to make something very similar to it and a bit more personal, because those prices are absolutely ridiculous, but you can't find anything else that is official merchandise of Wizard of Oz at Sphere, as it's technically called. Not at the Sphere, but at Sphere. I don't like the name. But again, this is a really, really fun experience. I give the Wizard of Oz a 9.5 out of 10. At the Sphere, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think that it really loses some of its luster and eliminating some of the exposition and not really getting into the backstory of those characters and how they connect with Dorothy. But the immersive experience and the interactive experience and just the way that you become part of this story makes up for that. Not in full, but for the most part. I thought this was wonderful. I think that if you ever have an opportunity to go out to Las Vegas and watch The Wizard of Oz at Sphere, do it. You will not be disappointed, unless you hate this movie. But it's just gorgeous. It will make you feel something. So, until next time, peace.